I completely failed building my app with this one mistake. I'll be covering why did it fail and the super common pitfalls that you can avoid and what you can do differently to have a successful app launch. So the app was a VPN app called Unified VPN. I spent a total of $500 in freelancing work, but I also programmed a bit of the code myself. But each time I did, a lot of problems came up, but that's sort of the journey for any developer. My app was a VPN app like NordVPN. It allows for people to unblock websites and to access geo-restricted content. The different twist that my app had that it was a key compelling selling point was the fact that you could actually watch UK Netflix streams or shows. Most apps didn't do this, so that was my unique selling point in the market. But the biggest mistake of building such an app is the competition. The VPN space is huge. You're going against NordVPN, private internet access, and a bunch of others, and even some that are offering completely for free. But the one way that you could stand out in this competitive market is have some unique selling points about your app. So in my app, I could enhance the features like ad blocking services and also the Netflix thing that I just added on. But you're probably wondering if that is the main reason why I failed, and no, that is not the main reason. I wish it was. The next one is the biggest pitfall if you're not a developer that many people fall for. Freelancers. Now, there's nothing wrong about freelancers. I do some freelance work myself, but there was just too many costs. So in total, I paid about $100 in freelancing costs just to fix the app, and that delayed launch time, and it was rather on a tight budget. But if budget is not really a huge factor for you, you can completely ignore this. But for people who are very cautious for their budget, be careful on who you hire. And it's generally better if you have a compilation of issues just to send it to one freelancer for them to fix it all in one. Because if you have one issue coming after each other, then it can be very expensive to send each of these individual bugs for them to fix. So the next point is ultimately the reason why it completely failed. The reason why it failed was the infrastructure costs. In terms of VPNs, you need to host it on a server for people to connect to. In general, this costs about $4 per month. But if you're trying to make yourself competitive, you generally need to add 5 or 6 countries, which it gets very expensive very quickly. I was paying about $50 every month just to have the servers online and activated. So if you are going to use servers for your next project, make sure that you either use a credit promotion that most of these places have, I use Linode, or you try to minimize that completely if you can. And the next reason is app search optimization. If you're going after a competitive niche, you really need to do your research, because if you don't, you're going to be hitting a gut. I did like a bit of an app search optimization for my app. I actually did get a few installs, but because the eCPM, or the amount of money I get from each ad viewed, was from developing countries, I was paid a lot lower, which was also a lot harder to sort of monetize. So you can see I only have 24 active devices that people are actively using my app. And if we go to the statistics, it was a big jump because I was heavily marketing it towards other people, but eventually it died down in terms of installed audiences. That was how much I made for the whole time the app was running, and it was a massive failure. But honestly, it's a lot better for you to learn from these mistakes, for you to follow, and so we can do better. Subscribe if you're interested in more of these videos. I also have a newsletter where I promote all of my journey and my marketing techniques if you guys are interested in that. And I'll see you guys till next time.